Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be on a Sunday night for Top Split TV's ongoing coverage of the Sunday Night Lights. Season 24 this week continues at Tsukuba for round 6, where I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me, as always, is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, another big night of racing ahead of us tonight.
That's exactly right, Alex. We've got a 45-20 strength of field here for Tsukuba. It's a free track, so participation is right up there, as we would expect with these free tracks. And a lot of people who come over from Gran Turismo know this track, so it's a great little track. And it brings out some of the people who are buried deep in the woodworks, like our two-plate car, Mr. Timmy Hendrickson, making a return tonight, Alex.
Yeah, the Flying Dutchman for Team Torpedo joins us once again, as well as some of our regulars. It's been a while since we've seen Mr. Hendrickson, that's for sure, but some of our regulars, as I fray, really lighten up the rears. That'll cost him. I imagine he might reset after that one, after that bit of a spin. But Movano out in force once again with both Lucetta and Guidi. We've also got is it out? No, we've got two Japanese drivers here tonight. We've got Kawabe joined by Yamato. They've taken their eyes off their screens, watching the Olympics to join us here tonight and looking to make a good fist of it, Corey.
That's right, Alex. We also have 4 Ausin Z contingent here tonight. Sam Devantia, Corey Lean in the 12 car, Craig Biley and Mitchell Nichols in the 18 car and the 17 car. And, great Ausin Z representation as the times are coming in. Timmy Hendrickson currently on top with a 102.9 at the minute, Alex.
Yeah, Hendrickson, no slouch course. He does it his own way, not the standard Team Torpedo livery for the Flying Dutchman, but he does like his orange and blue, that's for sure. But he is leading currently, top of the pops, after his first hot lap from Guidi and Tellini. Tellini not doing too badly at all, if you don't mind. Christian Perez is listed in the field, but hasn't taken the track. Last week's winner, Danny Blanco, in the 13 car here tonight, yet to set a time, but making his way around the track at the moment, Corey.
That's right. It's going to be interesting to see what Blanco can do. He had a good run going for him in the warm-up race. We've also got Levi Pla, I'm going to say is his name, the 11-plate car, who's just completed his second lap, Alex. P7 at the minute.
Zevi I'm going to go with to make it easier, just on both of us. Chris Herrera from the US joins us once again. He's out there. I don't know if I assume it's late night or early morning, more likely, depending on your perspective. The running on empty driver, he's no slouch as well. Corey Lean, the leading ANZ driver, on the timesheets at the moment as well. Just trying to find anyone who hasn't done 2 laps. Erwin Zorma, the 14-plated car out there having a crack. Danny Blanco's on his second lap, but he hasn't set a time as yet. The Iberian race winner, Devantia, coming round as well. O'Fray has gone back out there. He's out on his second lap, I think, at this stage, hoping to set a better time than a 103.2, some 6/10 off the pace. Guy Kawabe setting his time, no doubt having done some laps around here. He's sitting in 8th, the 5th seated driver here tonight. O'Fray only managing 13th. Let's see what last week's race winner can do. Danny Blanco coming around the final corner. Can swing it right out to the far of the driver's left there, and he jumps up to P7, if you don't mind. And I'm just trying to find the cowboy, Sam Devantia. He's finished his lap, and he's done it. He's in the top 10, Corey.
And that's an excellent result there for Sam. I'm pretty sure everyone who's on track at the moment has done their laps. Sans Christian Perez is on track right now, Alex. So we're going to get to see what he can do here over both these laps. It should be interesting, but it's a very tight field I'm noticing. Very attributed to this being such a short track. It's almost like a NASCAR style kind of lap because of how tight all the times are here, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very tight. I mean, the whole field's spread by less than 8/10 at the moment. We'll go on board in a moment with the Iberian Racing School's Christian Perez. He's on his first of 2 flying laps, the 7-plated car. Former 2K Cup champion, or might even be the reigning one. I haven't kept up lately, but we'll see what he's got on his final flying lap. We will grab the gyro again and see what it looks like from one of the best going around as he comes down into the braking zone of turn 1, chucks it down into first gear. You see a little bit of counter steering under heavy braking, gets on the gas nice and early there, using all the track on exit is Perez, as he now comes down into the second of 3 hairpins at turn 4. A little bit off the apex, or is he? Yeah, no, he didn't hold that one perhaps as tight as he would have liked. Now as he comes into the right-hander at 5, a little bit of a lift just to get the rotation through there as he comes down into that final hairpin at 8. Swings it out to the left, pulls it in tight. Again, not touching or troubling the apex curbing is Perez. That might just be his style. As he comes up the back straight now, looking to this final sweeping turn 9. Pulls it in tight, drops it down a gear, gets on the gas nice and early. Lovely exit there, although not perhaps all the speed, as he only manages P4 as he is the final one on track. We might now go and take a look at our grid for tonight. Sunday Night Lights, Season 24, Round 6 from Tsukuba. We've got Ludwig Geedy from Ivano Sim Racing on pole, with Team Torpedo's Anthony Jones from UK and I. He's starting on the front row of the grid alongside him. His Team Torpedo teammate, Mr. Tim Hendrickson, starts in 3rd. Christian Perez, who we just saw finish his lap, starts in 4th tonight. 5th off the grid is Manu Lucetta, the second of the Ivano Sim Racing team members. Corey Lean, the leading ANZ driver, starting in 6th. 7th off the grid tonight is Giuseppe Tellini from Italy. Danny Blanco, last week's winner, starting out of P8 tonight. Matthias Worm starting out of 9th. Julian O'Fray joins us once again. He only managing to start from 10th tonight. Sam Devantier from Speedy Snails, after his big effort in the 24 hours, starting from 11th. Guy Kawabe, the leading Japanese driver, starting from 12th. 13th tonight will be Erwin Zoma from Benelux. 14th will be the other Japanese driver, Takumi Yamato. 15th, Chris Herrera for running on empty. 16th, Zevi Pla from Iberia. 17th, Laura Samaria from Italy. Craig Byerley from ANZ at 18th. And Mitchell Nichols, the 19th starter on the grid tonight, Corey, as we get ready to get underway. I'm just trying to find a decent camera angle. Jeepers, they don't give me much to work with here. All right, there we go. Can we see Fred when he takes his stand? I wonder if he's on this side. What do you reckon, Corey? She's going to be a good one?
Definitely will, Alex, as the red lights mean rev. The green lights mean go. We're underway here for 24 laps at the Tsukuba circuit, and already Ludwig Geedy stormed straight over to the right there, Alex, to protect the pole line to try and take the lead into turn number 1, and he will hold on to it.
I don't know if it's just me, but I just lost about 6 drivers to network. I can see most of them coming back now, but it's doing wonderful things with the Christmas tree on the right. And who just went off? Was it Yamato? We've lost a few there, Corey. What's going on?
There's even more. I can see that there is a Sam Devantier that has been spun around, and there was a Yamato off in the fence, and it's a little bit of checked up there in the midfield going into turn number 4. And looks like most people continuing on. Christian Perez is in the pits, however, Alex.
I'm not sure what happened there. That looked like half the field disconnected and rejoined in the middle of the other half of the field, and many of them going off into the hairpin. But that was kind of a remarkable start. Not something we've seen here before, but the front half of the field seems to have gotten away with it. Although once again, we lose Christian Perez at the start of one of these races, which is not what we wanted to see, Corey.
Oh, it's definitely not, Alex. And I had my entries list up while all that was going on. There was about 6 or 7 drivers there whose quality had a massive drop. So it looks like iRacing Servers not playing the game here tonight for us. we do still have a cracking race on our hands here as Geedy trying to hold off the one Timmy Hendrickson here in the two-plated car. Currently P2 with his teammate Anthony Jones sitting there as rear gunner in third, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just wondering if there was an ISP somewhere that had an issue and everyone got caught out and sent quite a number of the drivers to the pits, unfortunately. But you're right, back up front, we have a good race going on there with Geedy, Hendrickson and Jones, the two Team Torpedo boys looking to take it to the Mivano Sim Racer with, meanwhile, Corey Lean, the leading ANZ driver, really looking to make a good fist of his start to the season, which puts him right in amongst it for the championship overall, with Manu Lucetta, who we understand's got out of his sickbed to join us here tonight, sitting and rounding out the top five.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I was speaking to Manu before this race. He was spectating the warm-up race and revealed that he's very, very sick. He's got a really nasty flu going on at the moment. So we're glad that Manu could get out of bed, and he wanted to just run a top 5 tonight. He wasn't going to try and go for the win. We know Mr. Big Breaks Lucetta, Alex, and you know, when he's on track, he say he goes for a top 5, but he's going to go for that win.
100% correct, I would think, Corey, as we see Geedy, his teammate, leading out and taking a defensive line into the final corner now on the tail end of lap 3. Does he leave himself open for the over-under? It's a bit too long of a corner for that, perhaps, and a bit too compromised on exit if you do attempt it. The two Team Torpedo drivers now, Jones looking up the inside of his teammate. In the warm-up race, we saw this end in tears, not because they had contact, but more because of the massive net code that put one inside the other. Look at the space they're giving each other. That's the exact place on the track where it happened, Corey. Not 2 times. Oh, it's into the rear. It was Corey Lean into the rear of Lucetta's gone as well. Corey Lean into the rear. Oh, was it into Lucetta? Let's go check it out. I think it was into Jones, if I'm not mistaken. Oh,
That's exactly right, Alex. It was into the back of Mr. Jones there in the braking zone. Unfortunately, it's probably going to bring an end to at least Lucetta's night. Jones, I think, has kept going, and Corey Lean now up into third, but he's going to have to hope that he doesn't have any damage because Danny Blanco is right on his tail as well now.
Yeah, oh, and you can see the Mivano Sim Racer getting spun out in the back, and that Skippy's looking terrible there. Lucetta's, it's got 3 wheels on that little black and red and grey wagon, but that's all she wrote for Lucetta's night. And once again, Lean having issues and into the hairpin there and taking out a couple in the top 5 there, leaving himself with Blanco on his tail and Geedy and Hendrickson to fight it out up front.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I'm just having a look back at Anthony Jones now. He's got a little bit of rear wing damage from that. And a little bit of a crumpled left front wing. And he's dropped all the way down to 8th after being in 3rd. So he's lost 5 positions from that little skirmish, which is definitely going to be fuel for the fire for him to try and get back up towards the front again.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. He's got Zevi on his tail with Amadio and Nichols. Not going to have the best top speed, I wouldn't have thought, but not the most important at this track. He will likely be able to defend pretty hard from there and salvage what he can from this race. Down 6 positions from his front row start. Meanwhile, we're back up the front. We've got Geedy and Hendrickson looking to just skip away if they can. Hendrickson having set it the fastest lap last time round in Geedy's draft, putting all sorts of pressure in the mirrors without actually looking to overtake Geedy by the looks. Both of these guys smart enough to know that battling is not the fastest way flag to flag, and they are looking to build a gap from the hard-charging Lean and Blanco behind them, Cora.
That is the smartest play that these two can do right now, Alex. And we know both of these drivers are very well experienced, not just in skippies, but on iRacing in general. And they're definitely not going to do anything that's going to compromise their runs here too soon. I mean, later on in the race, maybe the last 4 laps, so around lap 20, they'll probably start battling it out a little bit because this is a fairly hard track to make passes on. But at the moment, they just want to try and extend that gap as much as they can, especially since it's Corey Lean and Danny Blanco there in 3rd and 4th. A couple of quick guys, but also a couple of guys that can be a little bit too aggressive at times, like we've already seen with Corey Lean in this race.
Yeah, look, identical lap times for Geedy and Hendrickson last time round with a 102.51. You can't separate them, that's for sure, on track or on the timesheets. And they were about a tenth quicker than the chasing pack of Lean and Blank, or led by Lean and Blank, I should say, with Tellini and O'Fray. And who's that going around the outside there? Was that Lucetta letting him through? Of course, the short nature of this track means that once you've been through the pits, that's it. You're usually a lap down, which is an unfortunate way for Lucetta to spend his night here tonight, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it's sad to see Lucetta in this situation, especially with how sick he is. And he just wants to come out and have a race and have fun. And I reckon this is going to put a little bit of a damper on his night. Having to let everyone go constantly because he is a lap down, and that's what happens with this track, as you said. And gonna still try and make the most of it because there is still potential for him to make positions. But that's going to be few and far between here right now, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And unfortunately, that's going to cost him dearly as well. He's here with his main account, which is just under 8K, 7,800 odd, nearly 7,900 is his main iRacing account. And that's going to cost him dearly. So, not what you want when you're crook anyway. Meanwhile, his teammate, Little Bit Geedy, leading out from Hendrickson. No doubt these two will have a bit of a crack in the last couple of laps. The gap now out to 1.6 seconds, and they were still about a tenth quicker than the chasing Corey Lean and Danny Blanco, who again seem happy enough to sit line astern with Tellini in tow, and they might just have broken the draft there of O'Fray, who's about 1.1 behind, and similarly behind him Herrera, about 1.1 with the lagging Manu Lucetta. That lap down in between them might just bridge the gap for Herrera if he's lucky there, Corey.
Very well might, Alex, but he can't count his chickens before they hatch at the moment, although that is very brightly coloured car sitting there behind Mr. Lucetta, the Herrera car there, pink and blue, and that's a very, very bright pink when the light hits it a certain way. He could very well just be getting a little bit of draft here along the back straights. Really the only area where you can get draft, especially if you hit that hairpin just right. And with the long sweeping nature of this final corner, it can definitely close in the gap there a little bit. I've also noticed, Alex, that the lap times here are a little bit down on the warm-up race. And we are running a 50 degrees Celsius track temp here today, which is definitely not very indicative for lap speed, is it?
No, that's right. You usually see these guys in the 101s on a good track conditions, I should say. Meanwhile, up the front, it's still Hendrickson all over the tailpipe with Ludwig Geedy. Really, I mean, the times are so tight. They were actually a tenth slower last lap than Lean, who's setting a good pace. They are, 1.4 seconds. I wonder if that gap closes anymore, whether Hendrickson will want to take his turn at the front, feeling like he might have the pace to break that back of the draft, so to speak. But these three of Tellini, Blanco and Lean on the front, and look at it, there's not much really between that whole back straight, all the different packs there, and all of them just sort of within a whisker of coming together and forming one long line of skippies fighting for position, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex, and that's what you get with little tracks like this. And dare I say, we're getting a little bit of hashtag pockets of excitement going on right now. But these little packs are all just so close together that you couldn't really call it too much pockets. There's just one mistake by anyone, and those gaps are definitely going to come down very quickly here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. We just saw behind Kawabe, Matthias Worm have a bit of a whoopsie. The 19-plated car, who snuck in tonight with a 3,100 I rating to be the final driver in the field here tonight. I was just trying to find Jones, who I said, even with that damage to his car, he's having doesn't look to be having too much trouble defending from Zevi, Amadio and Nichols behind him. Down 6 positions, as we said, from the start of the race, but the 15-plater car should still pick up some points and I rating out of that, Corey. Meanwhile, back up the front. Oh, behind Lean, defending hard from Blanco. Blanco sends it round the outside. You can go around the outside in a V. Can you go around the outside in the skip? Blanco will get the drive out, but I'm not sure if... Yeah, he's still side by side. Will Lean hold the outside line again? Yes, this time it's Blanco up the inside of turn 4. Gets the job done. It took him 3 or 4 corners to get it done, Corey. Set it up from the exit of the final corner last time round. Great move from Blanco to track that's so tough to pass at.
That's right, Alex, and that's exactly what you have to do if you want to make overtakes around here. Blanco was looking at that move for so long, and he's finally done it. Maybe this is going to be the cork getting popped out of the bottle, and this is going to be what this second pack needs to try and catch our leaders. And saying that, they lost so much time while they were side by side there that I don't think it's going to be very easy for these guys to make up that now, what is it, about 2.5 second gap between them.
No, exactly right. Lean shows the nose up the inside, but that time round, as you say, they lost... Well, Lean lost 8 tenths to the guys in front. 4 or 5 tenths to Blanco, who had the benefit of draft into the first corner, but still, they're really now battling for that final step on the podium, and I think they know it. But it's now battle pack of 5, because not only did they lose the front runners for good, they brought in O'Fray and the lapped car there of Manu Luqueta and Chris Herrera. Oh, this time side by side, did he get it done? Lean and Blanco side by side up the back straight. They're not done yet, as we see Hendrickson having a bit of fun sitting in the draft behind our leader. And side by side they go, and looking to take advantage is Tellini. Oh, Tellini nearly collected the rear axle of Blanco there, and it's Corey Lean again taking the defensive line. Can we see it? Oh, no, I thought he might be able to get side by side through there and try the move again. Oh, a little touch there. You can see the correction of Lean as he copped it in the tailpipe once again. Side by side, O'Fray looking to take advantage now as he goes alongside the Italian and Tellini. He comes up the inside, a bit of a lock-up to the left rear tyre of Blanco is enough for Lean to get away with it, but it held up O'Fray and Tellini side by side through 5 this time, through 6 again. O'Fray getting the run through 6 and Tellini yielding. Finally, what an exchange there between that pack of racers, Corey.
That was absolutely incredible to watch, Alex. It was shades of a couple of seasons ago when we saw a side-by-side at one of the English tracks that I forget the name of. But these guys are just putting on an absolute show here in this second pack. But again, as awesome as this is to watch these guys battling it out and making moves where no one should really be going side by side and trying to make moves. Again, they're losing even more time now to Ian Hendrickson in front of them, Alex.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was Alton Park from memory where we saw 3/4 a lap side by side. At least one of the drivers I can remember was Toy Carla from memory, and one of his seasons of the golden age of Sammy Toy Carla for a couple of seasons there. But this string of 6 Skip Barbers fighting for the 3rd step on the podium, once again led by Lean, who fought tooth and nail to be on the front of this pack. But the big beneficiary was Julian O'Fray in P5 now. P5. He's up 5 positions from his starting position. Didn't have the pace and quality to get up there, but he's worked hard, got the elbows out, and now looking to attack for 4th, Corey.
That's right, Alex. And if anyone can do it, it's going to be Julian O'Fray. I was in a practice session with him earlier, and he was definitely the front runner of everyone that was in that session. And I was about a second off what he was doing. So he's definitely got the pace around here to try and make the moves. He's got 2 of the most aggressive top split skippy drivers that we've seen in recent times with Lean and Blanco in front of him. So it's going to be a tall order for O'Fray to maybe even just squeak 1 position out of these guys, let alone both of them. especially with the fact of we're under 10 laps to go at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, laps are counting down quicker than you would think. O'Fray now looking to put pressure. Now, we saw behind him Herrera get past Luqueta, who just stepped aside down the back straight the last time round. He is just hanging on to the draft of Tellini, who is some 6/10 behind O'Fray, Blanco, and Lean. Is Blanco, this time just showing the nose. I'm just wondering if he's not wanting to bring more people into this party of 4 at the moment. Soon to be a party of 5 if they keep up with those sorts of shenanigans, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And, those shenanigans definitely, the advantage to Geedy and Hendrickson here because the gap is out to over 3 seconds now between Lean and Hendrickson, and that they're not going to be able to claw that back. So right now, what we're seeing is we've got a battle for the lead between Geedy and Hendrickson, and this second pack is all just battling for that final step on the podium. And got some excitement for sure and certain at the moment. But I'm just not sure whether anyone's going to be able to topple Corey Lean here, the leading ANZ driver, because this is, as we've said a couple times, one of the hardest tracks there is to try and make an overtaking maneuver, just because there's not really many places where you can do it, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. This time Blanco charging hard. I thought he had the run out of the corner, but he didn't quite get as much good a run as I thought. I thought he might be able to have a look at the end of the straight there into the final corner, but no. And he's look at O'Fray looking to get amongst it. He really wants to find a way past here, apply some pressure, but I think Blanco's eyes are forward. They're not in his mirrors. He's looking to attack, and attack again. He's looking to go forward rather than watching what's coming from behind, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. O'Fray is all about the attack right now. As he's got to try and get around these two as much as he can. Going to be difficult, and not even just because this is a hard track to pass. It's just these two drivers in front of him, Lean and Blanco. They're just very stoic in the defense that they can offer, and they're not afraid to rub wheels a little bit if need be. Although Blanco just pulling out a little bit from behind Corey Lean. I'm not sure whether that was just to gain a tiny little bit of extra gap, or whether he was just trying to put Corey Lean off coming into that final corner that time, Alex.
Oh, maybe trying to get a glimpse of the blue and white car in his mirrors. Lean taking the... Look, it looks like a defensive line, but you can turn in early and cut to the apex here at turn 1 as well. It serves a dual purpose. Some people's preferred line, but also to make sure no one has a look up the inside. Like I said, done some racing here in both skips and Vs. The Vs, you can actually get a good run around the outside here, and get it done before you hit the hairpin at turn 4. But in these cars here, just that little bit more power. Not a funny thing to say about the skips, of course. But as we saw with that move before with Blanco, it took him 3 or 4 corners to actually get it done. As this time, it looks like O'Fray's a bit closer to the 13 car of Danny Blanco. What's O'Fray got for him? Although with the draft of Lean in front, probably pulling Blanco along, probably not too much, I'd say, Corey.
Very possibly, Alex, because the laps are winding down. We've only got 5 laps to go now.
Oh, side by side for the lead, Corey.
And it looks like at the moment it's still Geedy holding on to it, but this is Hendrickson's time to go. As I said, 5 laps to go as they just come across the start-finish line. You can see Hendrickson starting to get very aggressive in that orange and blue Skippy, trying to fill up the mirrors entirely behind Geedy, try and force Geedy into some kind of mistake. We know Geedy is a very stoic driver himself, can defend with the absolute best of them. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a battle here for the ages, especially if Hendrickson can get the run coming out of the penultimate corner, which it doesn't look like he will. But it's not going to stop him from trying next lap, Alex.
No, he's having a good go now. The orange and blue Team Torpedo liveried Hendrickson. He is putting all sorts of pressure now. He's bided his time. He's got the car where he wants it in terms of temperature and what have you. Geedy immediately taking defensive. Oh, the crossover. Oh, I don't know about that, Mr. Hendrickson. He's, I don't know if he's just playing silly buggers, to be honest, because he showed the outside, went back the inside. never looked like it was on. He was far too narrow to get the move done, but really just trying to fill the mirrors and put pressure all over our race leader, Corey.
I think it's a little bit of a combination of he's trying to put the pressure on Alex, but it's also maybe a little bit of Hendrickson is bored, so he's trying to do whatever he can to spice things up a little bit and try and also goat Geedy into making a mistake here. I'll have a quick little look back at our second pack here. Corey Lean still leading the way there for them. Tellini well and truly in this battle as well now, and Danny Blanco, similarly to Hendrickson, maybe looking at trying to start getting a little bit more aggressive now, Alex.
Yeah, it looks that way. Blanco all over the back of Lean, although he's missed the apex there badly. That might cost him because he might come under threat from behind here. As once again, it's Geedy taking a defensive line. Nothing that Hendricks can do. Oh, O'Frey's going to try and go around the outside, but it's a very long way around there on that line, Mr. O'Frey. And Lean once again now only having to face forward as the driving attack from Blanco was sort of squashed a bit by O'Frey that time round. As up the front now through turn 5 they go, our leaders. Will he have a crack down here into the turn 8 hairpin? Doesn't look like it. He's just... Oh, he's really sort of getting the car to move around, trying to get the tighter exit there. Although the lines of Geedy really not letting him do anything. Now, Blanco forcing Lean to go defensive. What's he going to do? He's going to sit right on his tailpipe, pull that tight, try to hold him close, but no, swing out. It's going to be tough to go around the outside of the final corner, but is it going to set him up? He's going to have a bit of side draft on exit, keep Lean nice and tight. Our leaders go through once again, line astern, Lean having to defend. O'Frey similarly behind him having to defend. 2 by 2, no, just Blanco and Lean. Lean squeezes Blanco on the outside. Blanco looking to make a repeat pass as he comes down into turn 4 on the penultimate lap. O'Frey looking to follow him through. I don't think Lean will have much of that, will he? Still side by side. It'll be Lean with the inside run through 5. Oh, that you don't get much closer than that, Corey.
Oh, that was millimetres from being disaster there for Lean and O'Frey as they're continuing on, and O'Frey going attack and defence at the same time, defending from Tellini and trying to attack on Lean. And Lean also similarly trying to get back onto the attack here to get around Danny Blanco. Blanco going to about half track there to offer a little bit of defence as Corey Lean pokes out towards the outside, hoping for a better run through the final corner. And he almost got it there, Alex, as they just tickle the ripple strip there on the inside of it. And now Corey Lean looking for the big run up the inside, contact a little bit there as Blanco almost squeezed Lean into the pit wall. And this battle is going to be on in earnest over this final lap, Alex.
Yeah, similarly, the defence from Geedy into turn 1 was immaculate. This time, Corey looking to try the over-under through turn 4. Can he get it done? No, can't quite get the drive. Having to watch our leaders now as they come into the last of the 3 hairpins here for the final time. The white flag is out. What sort of drive are they going to get out of here? Oh, a little contact. Jeepers, that was so close there. Blanco now still leading. O'Frey up the inside of Lean looking to get through. No, he did not. What's going on? Oh, look, we can see all the battles going on at the one time here. Oh, so close there to the rear of Geedy's car was Hendrickson. He's going to exit the final corner side by side. Will he get the run? No, he won't, and it's going to be Geedy from Hendrickson. Oh, and this big pack behind. I tell you what, more action than I was expecting there tonight, Corey. Blanco and Lean right in amongst it, and it was in the closing stages that Hendrickson threw everything at Geedy there, Corey.
That's right, Alex. I still feel bad for Anthony Jones and Manu Lucetta there, who were unfortunate victims of circumstance as that race went on. Same too for Christian Perez. But, you know, these guys putting on some excellent racing action, you know, to fill the void of becoming pockets of excitement. So hopefully we get a few people in for interviews because that was an exciting race.
Yeah, look, it could have been line of stone the whole way, but these guys really tried to make it exciting for the viewers at home. Now, let's go and grab our race results after the 24 laps here for round 6 of season 24 Sunday Night Lights here at Tsukuba. We had Team Ivano Sim Racing's Ludwig Guidi taking out the victory here tonight. Flag to flag, pole to checkered. Just ahead of Team Torpedoes, Tim Hendrickson finishing second in his return to Sunday Night Lights. Haven't seen Mr. Hendrickson for a while. He won't be too displeased with second, I would have thought. Danny Blanco from first to third in 2 weeks, still finishing on the podium here tonight in third. Not a bad effort, and good for his season overall. Corey Lean, the leading ANZ driver, finishing in fourth after that unfortunate incident which disrupted the top five there early on. Julian O'Fray for Redface Racing, he's finished fifth here tonight in a strong performance, up 5 positions as we said. Giuseppe Tellini from Italy in sixth. Chris Herrera didn't quite have the pace here tonight for running on empty. Did Herrera for a moment there? It was Lucetta who bridged the gap for him and got him in the toe and then led him through, and he just couldn't quite stay on the back of that secondary pack there. Anthony Jones for Team Torpedo, as you say, terribly unlucky with that incident in the braking zone with Corey Lean into the turn 4 hairpin early on. Cost him a better result, but great to see him continue on for a top 10 finish. Laura Samadio from Italy in 9th. 10th was Mitchell Nichols, the second of the ANZ drivers. Craig Biley, the third, in 11th. And rounding out the top 12 and the point scoring positions for Sunday Night Lights was Matthias Worm. Gold Kawabe from Japan in 13th. Erwin Zoma joined us for the first time tonight, finishing 14th. 15th was Speedy Snail's driver, the Cowboy, Sam Devantia. 16th was Zebi Pla from Iberia. Takumi Yamato, the other Japanese driver, in 17th. Manu Lucetta from Ivana Sim Racing, after that unfortunate incident that sort of happened around him more than anything. He's finished in 18th and 19th at 24 laps down after that major internet outage, I think it was, ultimately. Was one Christian Perez. Once again, it happens more often than I care to count. Every time Christian Perez joins us here on a Sunday night, he seems to have an incident that costs us the opportunity to watch him race with the front runners, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it's sad to see someone like Christian Perez getting knocked down by something as simple as a little bit of an internet issue across the entire server, because we know that he is one of the more excellent drivers that we have on hand that come and race with us each and every single week. And to see him get knocked down like that so early on as well, on a track that's hard to pass, which is his absolute bread and butter, it just absolutely sucks. And hopefully he can come back next week when we go to the Red Bull Ring and absolutely smash the field.
Yeah, he's hoping, mate. Look forward to seeing him there if he can make it. But for now, we're going to bring up our race winner who is joining us, Mr. Oh, hang on, wrong one. Mr. Ludwig Guidi. Congratulations, Ludwig. Flag to flag. Not too much excitement from your end until those last couple of laps, but hopefully you're happy with the victory here tonight.
Yeah, I guys super happy. Actually, even though it wasn't maybe not that fun for you to watch, for me it was exciting. Was really stressed in the sense that I had a lot of pressure from Tim, from the very first lap to the last lap. So yeah, really happy with the win. Yeah, nothing more to say, just happy.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. This circuit is challenging in a different way to some of the bigger circuits that we go to. A bit more technical elements to it, and certainly you have to earn your passes around here, isn't that right?
Yeah, exactly. Really technical circuit. Actually, it's I prefer that kind of track than draft tracks because I guess that's where driving matters the most. So yeah, wasn't easy at all. As I said, I had a lot of pressure from lap 1 to last lap. Hats off to Tim because he was really fair and drove really well. So yeah, congrats to him also.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Ludwig. Yeah, great to see you out there. Great to see you having a good season. Not the night for Manu, of course, getting caught up in that incident early on, but certainly a strong performance from Ivana Sim Racing once again, mate. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, to you guys, as always, doing a great job. To Tim for this race, and also my team Ivano. So yeah, hope to see you soon next week.
Great. Thanks, Ludwig. Look forward to talking to you then, mate. Yeah, Corey won Ludwig Geedy, top of the pops here tonight, doing pretty well this season.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And hearing him say that he had pressure every single lap from Tim, that's a bit of an understatement when you have Tim Hendrickson behind you. But he stepped up to the plate. He handled the pressure absolutely perfectly. And every time Tim looked like he had to move on, he shut him down and made sure he held on to that lead, and he held it all the way to that checkered flag, which is what he had to do, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, now prepare yourselves, folks. We have our second place driver here. We haven't seen him for a while, but he's still in orange and blue. He's still in Team Torpedo, and he's still up the front of the field. Mr. Tim Hendrickson. Looked like you're having to keep yourself entertained there for a little while at the front there, although the last couple of laps looked a bit interesting.
Well, seeing what happened to poor Anthony being, I mean, Ant's a very loving guy. So when someone asks him nicely to have some fun, he does tend to agree. But Corey seemed to skip that stage, which kind of forced, the whole race into sort of a stalemate from that point onwards. Because my bum is quite dear to me, so I didn't want him to abuse it. But apart from that, I love this track, man. It's people say, oh, it's hard to overtake. Yada, yada. Yes, it's hard to overtake, but man, is it a challenge. It's probably after Oran Park, I'd say, one of the best technical tracks on iRacing. But yeah, it's really good to be back in Sunday Night Lights after years.
Has been a while, mate, and I agree. Look, I know Oran Park has its detractors, but I think along with this track, both of them combined really to test drivers, and I really like the concept of pressure to pass rather than just draft to pass, and I think that'll attract certain kinds of drivers like yourself, mate, and it's great to see you back. So congratulations on P2.
Thank you.
Do we get to see more of Team Torpedo here on a Sunday night?
Well, I don't actually know the Skippy schedule. Is there a good track next?
I don't know, mate. Red Bull Rings next
Red Bull
week,
Ring.
so who knows?
I've told myself to spend no more money on iRacing, so have a go. Oh, Mid Ohio after that though. Oh,
And I think it's a short layout too, mate, so we might see how we go.
Oh, you've piqued my interest.
All right, mate. Anybody like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Of course, I'd like to thank my ever supporting teammate Anthony Prime Minister Jones for well, he doesn't really do anything useful, really. He's there. Let's keep it at that.
He is there, and he did hang on for a reasonable finish after, as you say, having an unfortunate incident at the start there. But thanks for joining us, Tim, and hopefully, mate, we might see you back for the Mid-Ohio round.
See you later, lads.
There you go. Corey won Tim Hendrickson, who likes to get around the technical tracks, which is good and challenging for someone of his pace.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it's always great to have Timmy Hendrickson come around. He took a very long break from us for a while, but it's always great to see him come back on track. It looks like Red Bull Ring's not going to pique his interest, but Mid Ohio, we could see another return of Mr. Hendrickson, which is always an exciting prospect.
Absolutely. But we'll bring up fifth place getter tonight, Mr. Julian O'Fray, who, look, you fought up. You didn't qualify where you probably would have liked, Julian, but not easy to get past around here. Up 5 positions in the top 5. You must be happy with that.
Oh, yes, I am happy. Like you said, the qualification was really not good. And clearly, it's not the track when you have to miss your qualification. It's so hard to pass. I like track like this, but it's so hard.
Yeah, it certainly is a different kind of challenge here to some of the bigger tracks, but certainly one that appeals to folks who like to get in there and get the elbows out and have a good race. So, but you certainly, as you say, had to earn the passes and made 5 of them tonight, mate. Hopefully you got some fun along the way.
Yeah. I had some fun trying to push, I don't know, mid-race to catch guys in front. And as soon I came at their level, I have an opportunity to pass. I took it and it was a success. So I'm happy with that. And after this, I can't do anything. Corey was too fast. Um, Danny follow him, and with the draft of Korea, I just can't pass anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it tough once you get to the pointy end to get a look in and get ahead. But certainly, Julian, a strong performance here tonight in the top 5 in a strong field. So congratulations on that. Anyone you'd like to say thank you to or g'day to while you're here?
Oh, just you, each week, each season, for your amazing job. I really like watch our race after we did it.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Julian. It's always great to have you. Always a pleasure to speak to you after the races as well. So, congratulations on the top 5, and we look forward to seeing you for the remaining weeks of the season. There you go, Corey. Mr. O'Fray joining us once again. Did a great job here tonight. Tough to get past and up 5 positions near the pointy end. It's not a bad effort at all.
Definitely not, Alex. And Julian is a great guy. He's always happy to have a chat too, even with his English not being the best. And it's great to see him having a good result lately. 'Cause I remember when he first came back. I think it was mid last season when he started coming back. He just wasn't really getting the results, and he definitely didn't have any luck on his side. He might not have had the best of qualifying efforts tonight, but he definitely made up for that in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, his English is better than my French, that's for sure. But anyway, we've got one more from the top split, and I am going to be interested to hear what the other Team Torpedo driver in the field has to say for himself after having that unfortunate incident early in the race where he wore an Australian in the rear end of his car. Mr. Anthony Jones, welcome to the Top Split commentary booth, mate. And great to see you out there, but not the result you were looking for.
No, well, good to finally come in and speak to you guys. Obviously, I watch every week. Try and compete when I think I might be competitive. Which this week I thought I was competitive. I just really wanted just to out-qualify Tim every race. That's why I was here. But yeah, it was just unfortunate. It's one of those things. It does happen around here. But I thought I had pace to actually do something in this race, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, mate. Well, if I'm honest, mate, I reckon you got pace at most places from what I've seen. So, but it was great to see you out there. And look, it could have been a lot worse. 15 plated car, finished 8th. I assume you got some points and a bit of I rating out of that. So it could have been a worse night.
Yeah, definitely. Could have been worse night. I had a bit of damage, so I was just sort of trying to not lose any places, and just sort of get around till the end. But yeah, I'm out here for fun and enjoyment, and just having a nice race. And I had it round here. I've had it great race. Side by side is good fun. It's hard to actually make the pass, but there's a lot of side by side around here, so it's good fun.
Yeah, it seems to be the driver's choice around here. Those who like the technical stuff where you have to pressure to pass and get the job done. So, look, great to see you out there, and really good to see 2 Team Torpedo drivers out there, and hopefully there's more of that to come, mate. But anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, I'll shout to you guys. Really appreciate you putting this on. I think that's from everyone in the community, even those that don't make it to the booth. Really appreciate you guys. And to Tim for, well, just being Tim, to be honest. It's always nice to have someone you can have in Discord and have a race with whilst you're out there. So Team Torpedo's a great place to be.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate. Look, we do appreciate the support of the community, both on track and off, and it's great to see you on the track here tonight, mate, and coming up for a chat for the first time. But hopefully we'll see you out on track soon, mate, and otherwise we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, Corey, Mr. Anthony Jones has been a big supporter of the stream for a long time, and of the skips, of course, and quietly, a fun guy out there on track, and I always enjoy racing with Ant, and it's good to see him out here on track here tonight.
Long time supporter, first time caller, as they like to say, and it's great to have Anthony finally come in for an interview. And I don't know whether his middle name really is Prime Minister, but we'll run with that because it sounds pretty cool. And he definitely still does have the pace. I mean, we've seen him holding off that entire pack behind him and hold on to that P8 after he had that unfortunate spin from the contact with Corioline. So, he definitely should keep his head up. Yeah, it wasn't the kind of race that he'd want, but it's still got positives coming out of it. It's still more laps in the books, and you know, he managed to hold on to that P8 with a Skippy that looked like the way it did, and that is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, after a false start, we're going to bring our roving reporter in, Mr. Braden Martin, who I think is going to tell us a bit about the second split tonight, mate. How'd you go on? How'd you get on?
Yeah, not too bad. Missed out on top split by a couple of cars, which kind of sucks, but I thought I'd come give you guys the rundown. Kind of helped that I got the win, so that makes it a bit nicer to come in
Nice.
and have a chat. But the plan was to come in anyway, so.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. So give us a rundown. You had a win. That's some good I rating, some good points in that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was quite a low split actually. It was less than 2,000, which is a bit of a shame. So I actually got less championship points than I did in a race that I won earlier in the yesterday actually. But for myself, it was qualified pole and led pretty much start to finish. But I had a very scary moment when a lap traffic decided to park it in the middle of the I guess chicane S's section in between turns 1 and 4 instead of sort of moving over, just broke in the middle of it, and I rear-ended him a little bit with netcode, but the car was fine and continued on. But yeah, it was good to see Mark Jeffrey and Nathan Verney both in the second split race as well. So it was 1, 2, 4, 5 ANZ drivers that made the second split.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, we had a few of the top split as well, but sounds like you guys had a good night out. Yeah, it seems like all the points are in the top split tonight. By the sounds of it, you just need to keep on that road to 3K, mate. 3.2 bought your ticket in here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you there soon enough. Certainly, if you keep on winning the second split, it won't be too long. But listen, thanks for popping in tonight, and of course. You better give us a shout out. Tell people where they can hear more of you, and anyone you'd like to give a shout out to.
Yeah, of course. Thanks to you guys for the awesome Sunday Night Light stuff. It's been great to start getting into the races again. Obviously, the Locked On boys. It's been really great fun racing with them, and you can listen to us probably talk about this race on the Locked On iRacing podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Our hopefully back into the swing of it this week with the report on the racing here by yours truly, and it's great to see the coverage continue of the local ANZ scene more broadly that the guys over at the Locked On iRacing podcast do each and every week. But thanks for joining us, Braden, and hopefully before too long we'll be seeing you back in the top split.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
There you go, Corey. Mr. Braden Martin, who was very patient in waiting to give his race report, although I'm sure he did it with a smile on his face, given he took out the second split.
Oh, that's exactly right, Alex. And it kind of reminds me of the days back when we were still on the Monday nights, and I was the one doing the roving reporter of the bottom split action. So, it's great to see him continue on, and hopefully before too long, he'll be consistently in the top split. I mean, if he keeps getting the results he's getting in the second split, it should be an absolute cakewalk, and we should be seeing him in the up and coming weeks. So hopefully, he could just keep on going, and we'll see him where it counts on these Sunday nights.
Yep, 100%. Look forward to doing that. But that, folks, might do us. It's been a long one tonight. Corey, why don't you tell the folks at home where they can find you?
So on Wednesday, you guys can find me over at the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator for some oval racing action where I'll be commentating on the Output Racing League races. So that's if you enjoy the docile tones of my voice, or if you want to hear me yell at random people and call them names that I'm not allowed to call them here on this broadcast, then you can find me over at twitch.tv/Corey Has No Life 13. Just for my normal random iRacing adventures.
Beautiful. And folks, don't forget to check us out. Discord, for the Top Split is where you'll find us, and the Top Split community centered around Sunday Night Lights. Top Split YouTube is where you'll find the race replay for this and every other MNL and SNL race we've ever done. Of course, this channel, along with Corey's, is where you'll find Corey and myself, and each Sunday night on Top Split TV. Twitch is where the race is broadcast live. But also, folks, as we said, the Locked On iRacing podcast is where you'll find the Around the Grounds, or the latest on Sunday Night Lights and what's going on more broadly in the ANZ iRacing community. But, folks, that'll about do us for now. Thank you to my partner in crime, the chaotic one, Corey Steinhauser, and myself, Alex McKellar. We will both wish you good night. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, ciao for now.